An idea. I was going to explain to Patty. I told her this was this great love story, and I know it, but I'm sure you know it much better, and I'd rather have you explain it.
What great love story?
Your mother and your father, about the letters.
Oh, God. She was 3 years older than him, and she was born in 1901, and he was born in 1904. So she did have beautiful handwriting, and there was a dance hall that the sisters went to as teenagers, and they would meet young men and they would dance. That's how they socialized. And she wanted to write letters to the one sister, and I think it was Aunt Myrtle, wanted to write letters to my father, but she didn't like her handwriting, so she got my mother to write the letters for her. And so my mother wanted to see this guy that my Aunt Myrtle was so enamored of, so she snuck down to the dance hall. And he took one look at her, and that was it. And then they snuck around and they snuck off and they got married, you know, without the family knowing. And they were married for like 3 months. I don't know, Uncle Joe always said he was a love child. You know? So they finally, you know, admitted to everybody that they were married. And then I remember they were living in her mother and father's basement somewhere downtown, somewhere. I don't know where they lived, what the street was. And they had my brother, and then they had the 2 girls. And I don't know how long they lived with Nana and Pop. I never knew him. I mean, both my grandfathers died. I was an infant. You know, in fact, I think my father's father died before I was. No. I was born, and he didn't see me for 3 months, and my mother was so angry with him because he lived right down on Roselawn Avenue. But he wasn't a very nice man. Neither one of them were very nice. But my father wasn't a very big man, and my grandfather, my mother's father, was this big fireman kind of guy, you know, corncob pipe, and he said, I want to ask your opinion when he found out they were married. He said, what happens if my daughter's hungry? What are you going to do about it? And my father was probably shaking in his shoes, and he said, well, I'd wait for you to turn around, I'd knock you over the head, and I'd steal your money, and then I'd buy food for your daughter. And from that day when they were friends, very good friends. I think my father won this big guy's respect, because he was a little skinny guy. You know?
Yeah, that's funny.
And they were married for 54 years.
Yeah.
But Iris smile more.
And Iris and Uncle Bill were married for 65 years, I think. She just turned 86.
She did?
Yeah.
Uncle Boo's one of my favorite people.
And he's 9 years older than her.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He was 9 years older than Uncle.
Yeah.
Wasn't he great though? Honestly.
They worked. Those two, the kind of personalities they were, worked for them.
But I mean, him as a person, I mean.
Oh, he was wonderful.
I mean, I wouldn't have any pictures of myself, really. I mean, professional pictures like I have, you know.
Yes, because he took photos too.
But they were great pictures, you know.
See the artist too.
Yeah, the artist.
He did that there.
You know, the one of me throwing the football, the one of me looking at the bottle.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's just, you know, it's good to have a photographer around. So.
Yeah, I'm finding out.
But I take way too many for her taste.
She's like.
But she actually, when we saw my father, and she suggested, well, because I took a bunch of pictures of him and her, and they said, well, you know, let me take that. I thought, oh, what a great idea. But she took my advice. She took 200 pictures of the 2 of us. 200.
Okay.
Okay, that's exactly the right thing to do. You know, and she took 200 and went back through them. There's like 20 of them that are sublime. You know, they're sublime. You know, and of course, if you wouldn't take 200, you would get 1 or 2 maybe that might be iffy.
Right.
So, right, Patty?
Right.
See, I'm going back and forth.
So what is that?
Video.
No, we need to
I mean, it's a video, but it's video.
Show her though.